Hey everybody, this is JTQ9 of SSX-1 Savage Squad, and welcome back to the channel. In this Season 33 War Number 2 video, it's actually going to be a pretty quick one because there's a lot of fights that are kind of repetitive from some past ones, but we are matched up against the Jedi Assassins. 3260 rating versus our 3297. These guys are formidable. They are basically, from my understanding, a mixture of ASR and Kenobi. Alliances that I think have kind of merged together to create some super war alliance. In any case, very, very tough opponent, and we knew that we had to be in our game for this one. So in this first fight, I've got Penny against Void. I think I've taken it 8 times in the last 9 wars. So again, speeding through this to just not show this boring 110 hit fight. Again, the idea here is you want to keep a count of the timer, keep track of where your count is, your hit count, to make sure you don't get any debuff on you, because if you get the debuff on you, it also throws a massive fury up on him, and you want to avoid that. Again, not the typical Penny rotation. You want to just throw the SP1 here, because the SP2 being Incinerate immune does very little damage. And also with the Spidey senses you get from throwing the SP1s when they're constantly crossing over the bar of power, he'll also be consistently power drained at the same time. So just as long as you're paying attention to the count and the timer, really not a difficult fight. And with Penny's auto block and stuff as well, it kind of saves you. I think I also threw on a Reed debuff there, a Reed pre-fight, excuse me, just to be safe, and because I had it, I didn't need him for anywhere else in the war, so I think it was easy. So this next fight against Weapon X, again, I took it in War 1 as well. Very, very familiar with this, and with Penny, relatively easy fight, assuming the AI cooperates. I did change the masteries to make sure that I had Coagulation Suture up, in case I did take a hit, because his bleed can be pretty nasty. But other than that, the idea is you want to throw the SP1 when he's about to cross a bar of power, and then get to an SP2, and he'll be basically dead. So in this case here, again, it makes it pretty, I don't say it's easy, but it's easier when it's on power focus, because he goes to a bar of power. So instead of having to intercept him when he's unblockable, a lot of the time you can push him over or close to a bar of power right away. So you're just kind of backing out of his SP1 to then build up your power. And then, like I said, with one SP2 over 10 Spidey charges, at that point I had 13, and the fight was over. So again, I fast forwarded a little bit through the first two, just because it's it seems most of my videos are on this, and I'd like to give some original content, but at the same time, if that's what's needed of me, then so be it. So happy to do whatever the Alliance needs. So in this next fight against CGR, I'm going to be taking with Doom. Very, very straightforward fight. You'll see at the beginning, for the first 10 seconds, I don't land a hit, and that's because of just the fear that if I do hit him, he'll pop up with an armor up, and then with the chance to go unstoppable on me. So I elected to let the timer kind of do that for me, have the armor up kind of pop up on its own, and then after that I knew I would keep him armor broken because of the Reed synergy with Doom. So again, I fast forward a bit through this fight just because it's a straightforward Doom fight. Build to the S3, do the Doom cycle, and typically he would be dead after that. So that's where, as you can see, the timer ran up, his unstoppable came up, and now I'll be able to keep him basically armor broken at that point. So evade the SP1, take 2 hits to the face, but fortunately I didn't lose any damage. Build to the SP3. I think I wanted to push him over 2 bars of power before throwing it. And then from here, again, really straightforward fight with Doom. Nothing really to be worried about, because he is a tank. And with the Reed synergy as well, he also just hits really hard with his heavy. So again, 3 fights done, and then we're, only a minute, or let's say a couple minutes into the video. This next fight with Guardian, again, very straightforward fight with Doom. I did put the pre-fight on actually by accident. I thought at first that it would be not a bad thing to have on, and then I realized after, if I wanted to go through a Doom cycle, it would kind of make that a little bit more complicated. But I'd already put it on, so I was like, oh, you know what, I'll just live with it and see what happens. So because Doom can't be armor broken or shocked, this fight is really easy, almost like you're in an arena. And because of the fact that I'll be able to have the armor break because of the read synergy on him, he won't be able to auto block because he typically only is able to auto block with the force field charges, but he has to have an armor up as well. So because of that, again, you move to a Doom cycle, you throw the SP3, which again is accelerated just because we don't need to watch the whole thing. And then from there, do the normal Doom cycle, throw the SP1. And then I forget what happened here. I think I landed a massive heavy at the end. Yeah, it was a 27k crit heavy, which is always nice. And just like that, as soon as we just getting started with our fun video, my war is done. So I had a quick, easy 4-fight war. Nothing too stressful at all. The only fight I was really worried about in this was the Weapon X one, because you just never know how he's going to react. Our battle group ended up losing this one, unfortunately, 2-0, even though we had a good showing. And unfortunately, with our alliance, we ended up losing this one 6-3. Still a good effort against most other alliances that would have maybe been good enough to win. But in this case, it wasn't. But you know what? It is what it is, and we'll get better as the season goes on. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.